What is going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, and the Courtney girl. RedemptionAgency.com, 21 years. Selling on eBay. All right. So, what happened yesterday? Yesterday was full of system errors for me. Kept getting system errors every time I was trying to do anything, but upload, and it was losing some of my items when I was trying to end and sell similar. And I do also notice, and this has happened many times, so I am going to make it official. On the days that I'm getting system errors and server failures, when I end and relist, a lot of my stock pictures, like on the media has stock pictures that are already there, don't show up. They're just words. And I notice that on days when I'm having those system error server failures, like it's not totally connecting together somehow. Maybe the stock pictures are on a different server than the list. I don't know how all that works, but for some reason it's not showing the pictures, it just shows words. So that happened throughout yesterday when I kept getting system errors. And I haven't had that since the last time I had system errors. But since it's happened so much, so often, the two are definitely linked together somehow, some way. What that means, I personally don't know. But so yesterday was a struggle. I only got to $688 yesterday. So yeah, didn't even get to my low point of where I like to be, $40 short, where I like to be, my lowest point. 53 items sold, 12 organic, which is low, and 41 promoted, which is still low. But the day before, 52 items sold, 12 organic, 40 promoted. So the last 2 days almost mirrored each other with the amount of items sold. Suspect. That's always suspect for me. What is today? Thursday? Yes. Okay. So we don't need to do a week recap. But so then last night from about, I think I already deleted them. I want to say from like, I think it was 8:30 to about 11. So about 2.5 hours things turned off last night, late at night. That usually does never happen. That usually does never happen. So that was an anomaly that I rarely, if ever, have seen. But then after it came back on at 11, I had sales throughout the night. I think it was like 3 o'clock. I didn't have nothing sell, but all hours of the night I had stuff sell. So after that little anomaly, we were at 9:20 a.m. and I like to be 150 to 250. I'm at $333, but one of that's like a $100 CD. So we'll get to that. So I would still be about midway of where I like to be. So that's still good in my book if I didn't have that one high dollar sale. So, but $333, almost half of what I made all day yesterday by 9:30 a.m. in the morning. So 12 items sold so far today, 10 promoted, 2 organic. So, and then it's been quiet since I've been pulling. We've had one sale in the last half hour. So, been kind of a quiet morning since. Let's head to YouTube and see what's going on. See what comments you guys are making. All right. I know I've said this a million times before. I would like to say it again. Why, if you said it a million times? Sorry. I have been eBay seller for about 7 years. In the last year, my sales tank hard during the summer. It wasn't the summer slowdown because a year before that, I had best sales ever. Yeah, but the year before that was COVID stuff still. So that's why those summers were like, everybody stayed in. They didn't go nowhere. So that's why. And summer slowdown is a thing if depending on what you sell. Like I've always said, June and July are my slowest, usually my lowest dollar months of the year. February used to always be my biggest month, followed by like December, November, and January. So the whole fourth and first quarter is usually my best times. The end of the fourth and the beginning of the first. All right, let's see. I was brought in automatically to the new international shipping and have sold almost nothing international since. I had an international customer recently cancel an order because the shipping showed $23 when I sent the offer. Yeah, that happens a lot to me. But ended up being 86. Oh, not that, but being 86 once they accepted. Ouch. The eBay rep basically said the customer was lying and that the shipping never showed $23. There are no way 2 pound costs $86. I'll be opting out for sure. I'd email him, ask him for a screenshot of that, and then call eBay back and then get the email address and forward it to eBay. That's what I would do in that instance. So I talked to eBay. They told me July 1st that international standard shipping will be no longer available. Everyone will be merged on the new shipping program. Sounds about right. I saw Steel Panther. We need metal on make. We need metal to make America fun again. Damn Skippy. I have zero confidence in eBay is doing to absorb returns from international buyers. I could see sellers getting Veros for selling certain brands and items, which eBay US no control over. Yeah, I just got somebody wants to return something internationally. I just saw they opened up the return request. So, let's see. Oops. Let me get my shipping stuff fired up. Danzig. loves to shop on YouTube. Does that automated pick a winner app to give away a box of thrifted stuff every month. I love it. Oh, talking about that app thing I was talking about yesterday. All right. Doom. Refresh. How much for the NWO shirt? My glow in the dark NWO shirt. Haven't priced that. I've been keeping that one. And I also have a long sleeve Wolfpack NWO shirt I got for myself. I have duplicate return and shipping policies generated by eBay, and I can't get my listings back to my original because the duplicate policy has the same exact specs. Any idea? Yes. When you go into your policies over to the right, there'll be a number. Click on that number. It'll open a page. It'll open a page in your seller hub showing you all the listings with that policy on it. Edit by bulk and put it back onto your original. All right, I think responding to how I was sending to certain areas last night in last night's video, and it seemed very heavy in a certain area. Yep, I have noticed that for several months now. eBay has some sort of regional visibility code in place. I'm in New Jersey, and I only sell items up and down the East Coast. Items to California sell only if I am the only one listing a particular item. Yeah, I think that's kind of wrong if they're not showing the items just because when it comes to sellers, the quality of the seller matters. Depending on how high your feedback is, people feel more comfortable ordering from a CD from me than to say Declutter, even though they've sold millions and millions of items. You got a 50-50 chance of it just going straight to the trash because it's so jacked up. So I think I'm kind of in a benefit being in the Midwest, kind of in the center of everything almost. So today I was editing prices and I kept getting a notification that said something like, "You are not authorized to make price adjustments," or something like that. Sales have been around. Yeah, I noticed that. Several people were complaining about that similar thing yesterday, that they were trying to edit their own listings and was telling me it wasn't their listing to edit. So there was some kind of communication error going on with that kind of thing. I did notice a lot of people complaining about that yesterday. Sales have been good for around 10 days, but today they went out the window. Crazy drop in traffic. My store has around 1,600 high-quality items, been selling on eBay for over 10 years. Yeah, yesterday was definitely, something was off. Something was missing. I added international shipping back to my account. I don't think it has any effect or ever did. I have had a good and bad day both. Yeah, not for everybody. Like I said, it didn't for me because I already ship internationally. But for several people, it made a huge difference. So if you don't do international shipping on your own and you change it and you get no results, what the correlation is to the people it don't work for and the people work for, I have no idea. I don't know if it's what the relationship may be. I know it's been rolled out in different stages, so maybe it has something to do with the first stage had some little coded a little different than the second and third and whatever stages. So it could be something as simple as coding. I'm just speculating here that since the rollouts were in stages, maybe it was fixed in newer rollouts, if you will. All right, let's get to shipping some of this stuff. All right, what are you up to here? So this person bought Jump 5 CD, then came back and bought another one. But one's reading Puerto Rico, one's reading US. But they're both Puerto Rico. Wonder why it's reading US. Weird. I don't know. Anyway. So we got two of these Jump 5 CDs. This is part of the Hastings buyout I did. And so they sold for, that one was $3 I took an offer on. This one was $4.20. So when I ship a couple of CDs together, I always put the front to front and have the back sticking out because the back plastic is always a little bit more harder to break than the front. So you get a little bit better protection from the back. So when you do it like that, it gives it a little bit more protection from getting cracked. Boo 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 79. Make sure everything's looking good here. All right. That Bose system wasn't too hard to pack up the other day. yesterday. I found a nice little box, padded it very nicely, and then got the same size box and slipped it over the side of it and folded it up. And didn't have to do no cutting or anything. Went pretty nice and quick, thankfully. Now just hope it gets there safe. All right. Whoops, I don't want to do that. James, you hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button, yeah. See if I got any international since we were open all night last night. Got a Canada, got a Japan, got a Switzerland, got an England, got an England, got a Germany, and another England. So see, when it's open all night, somebody made a comment yesterday about people sleeping in the middle of the night. But when you send worldwide, you get the whole world don't sleep at the same time. So that's what it looks like when I get when it's on overnight. I get plenty of international orders. And that's what happened last night. So that was good to see. Let me check this offer. Cardinals t-shirt, it's been in my store for a little bit. $20, I will take it. Got it up for $34. But it's been in there for a minute. All right. Next up, we've got, I always grab anything from this company, whether it's plush, and you'll find these ears a lot, but the Great Wolf Lodge. But this is like a Halloween special headband. Where's this stuff coming from? And this sold for $14, headed to Belrose, New York. I don't think that'll break. Let's see if I... And there's another international, Europe sale. Or at least they paid via euro. Where it's going or not, I don't know for sure. They paid via euro, so it's definitely international. And today is the first, so all my orders are being regenerated on Web Interpret. So I'm getting bumped up to 20,000 listings on all the eBay international sites using Web Interpret right now. So what brings that down is you only get 20,000 for the whole month. So if I sell something and say half the month goes by and I sell 20 items off an international site, it won't regenerate 20 others because you only get 20,000 free a month. So then as I'm ending in sales similar throughout the month, it takes them down off those sites too. So that's why I always try to push off end and sell similar toward the second half of the month. Try to get the best sales possible internationally. All right, next up we've got a nice stack of hats here. Me sell hats? No. We got an X Games Aspen hat. Sold for $8, headed to Cheney, Wyoming. I loved Wyoming. We went to, was it Cody? We stayed in Cody, Wyoming, I think it was. When we went out, when my dad wanted to go see the mountain with the faces on it on his trip he wanted to take. And we watched like some shootout show or bank robbers show or something in the middle of the street. Live action type of thing. That was kind of cool. Quaint little place. It wasn't too overly saturated for travelers, if you know what I mean. Wasn't a tourist trap per se. At least it wasn't, you know, heavily induced like you'd go to Smoky Mountains or like even a Branson. nice and quaint. I wish I would have had time to explore the outskirts and stuff, but I didn't. Next up, Field and Stream hat, sold for $9. Headed to Gross Toes, Virginia. Grotos, Virginia. Oh man, Grotos. Grotos, Virginia. Let me see if I can go to YouTube and see if I can see any topics to talk about. First class shipping is going away very soon. Let's Do Lunch podcast with Angie and a ruled squirrel, Kristen. There's so much waste on this page that I don't even watch, or nothing I'd be interested in. Watching this, I haven't watched it, but I kind of keep glancing at this Mike the Scavenger person, dumpster diving, case after case after case, and it looks like mason jar lids or something in the back of his truck. I don't know. Guess he does a lot of scrapping and stuff too. Oh, nothing there. Dumpster diving. Next up, we've got a pair of Banana Republic women's denim jeans. Sold for $10.20. Headed to Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Judging. Let me see if since yesterday was what I say is 8 to 10, eBay was down. Let me see if the down detector went off the charts at that time. Yeah, got a nice little, bigger than normal, but nothing huge. But it almost always says user reports indicate possible problems at eBay. That's like a 95% of the time that I go here, that heading's up there. Huh. It's just a non-stop. Auto pay linked to best offer is a terrible idea. And the fact that eBay didn't communicate the change is worse. You could turn it off. Actually, let me go in and make sure mine, I know mine, last time I looked, mine was turned off. Because I don't want to use it because I got people who buy multiple items from me. And from what I understand, it doesn't allow them to, they have to pay, it pays for it one at a time and doesn't allow for it to combine the shipping. I don't remember where it was, but I know the other day when I was messing with all the stuff, it was turned off still, so I'm sure it is. Next up, we've got a box CD, classical CD. Sold for $4.20, headed to Seagirt, New Jersey. Seagirt. Next up, we've got, are you ready for a hat lot? Yeah. Yeah, you are. We got a Florida hat. Deep Creek hat. The other two were bought over there, so they're probably lower here. Naples, Florida hat. And Bennett Springs, Missouri hat. All the souvenir style hats I like. And a golf hat. Golf's always good. See, when things are working right, all the things that I talk about do happen. And it makes you look dumb when the site's not working right. People think you're full of crap. So all four together sold for $28, headed to Inglewood, New Jersey. I ain't no full of crap, man. I try not to be. I try not to talk poo. All right, 14.8. Cha-ching. Oh, paid for that t-shirt. I took it off. So there's another nice $25 in the pocket. 20 plus shipping anyway. Not in the pocket, but in the account. All right. Next up, going to Canada. I thought this would sell quicker. It's only been up maybe a week, but I thought it would sell almost instantly. And one basketball visor. Head up to Canada, sold for $10. $10. Hellos, I make you holler. 'Cause I'm a cheap hole. I'm a cheap hole. Yeah, my little Sonic video. Where's that? Oh, it's not there anymore. I guess it's dropped off now, but got like 1,600 views, but I was able to click on it and it brought over like 10 new subscribers, just that one little short. So that was kind of cool. Okay. And one. $79. Go hat. Okay. Let's see if I can talk normal. So like the next couple of days after Vern was gone, trash. I heard I could still hear his whining. Nope, not gonna make it. Okay, Because when he couldn't find me, or it was dinner time, he'd whine. Or when I would stretch in the morning, he knew I was getting ready to get up, he would whine. And then about a week went by and I didn't hear nothing. And probably about 5 days ago, I was walking through the hallway. I just heard the whine. Just boom, clear as day. And I like look at Courtney, I'm like, she was in a room in another way. Spam risk. So I know it wasn't her because it was like right here. I'm like, my head is messing with me. All right. Like I've always said, I hope there's something like after this life, but I as of now, I'm not a believer that there is. I believe that a lot of the stuff that people who are kind of, dead for a few minutes and brought back, and all the stories they come back with, I kind of think that's your mind. Because if you listen to them, it sounds a lot like a dream, So if dreams are only your mind and nothing else, which it could be something else. Could be something in the parallel that you can't see. Always open-minded. But I kind of more on the side of believing it's just your mind and the way your mind is reacting to the situation, to the trauma, or whatever's going on with your body. And because your body always wants to kind of protect you, whether you're, hypothermia or whether you're feeling pain, whatever the case may be, your body's always trying to protect you. So I always kind of feel like your mind's going to divert you to the best possible feelings and the best possible maybe thoughts when you're feeling a certain type of trauma. Could be wrong, of course. Browning hat, sold for $7. Headed to Sonoya, Georgia. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But we'll never know. If when we pass, we're just turned off and there's nothing more, we're not going to know. So the only way we're going to know is if there is something afterwards. And we can actually see this physical world. Then we would know. But until then, I don't think there's going to be 100% true answer to that. Unless the aliens who made us come down and say, yeah, this is what happens. Next up, we got a cassette only. Baby's First Sing-Along Songs. Sold for $4, headed to Wayne, New Jersey. Oh, you're broke. You're broke. You'll cut a baby. I ain't putting you on there. You're broke. All right. Plus, I kind of would want to believe that if somebody passes, the last place they'd want to be is near Earth. If you can go anywhere, right? It's like open the door and let a dog out and they just run and run forever type of thing. You're gone. You're going exploring. I wouldn't expect. People always say, when somebody dies, your parents or whatever, they're your guardian angels. Don't feel like you need to guard me. Go enjoy, type of thing. If there's something out there to enjoy, go do it. Enjoy. I'll take care of myself. I'll be all right. Did I not pull this? I don't remember seeing it. Let me see what this is. Shelf 58. I guess I totally missed that. Shelf 58. Fielder Pops. All right, Arthur Fielder, Boston Pops, 8-track. So for $350, headed to Japan. Wouldn't want nobody, even in an afterlife, burden with watching out for me. Let's see here. Where are you at? There you are. $349, 42. To Japan you go. That's one place I'd like to go, though, is Japan. With somebody who could translate, anyway. Move to shipped. I saw a video yesterday, a Japan thrift store where there's no workers. There's like 2 price points depending on the hanger or something, and and there's cameras, and you pay with a vending machine type of thing or something. Yeah, that never happened over here. ZZ Top Best of cassette sold for $420. Headed to Las Vegas. You can't even have a store staffed with employees over here without it getting looted. Yeah. Stop it, James. Stop yawning. We're almost at 10 a.m. We can see where we're at in a minute. We got Oklahoma Sooners hat sold for $950. Headed to Escondido, California. Escondido. Freaking English language crap. Stupid English language. Always trying to trick me. Stupid. So stupid. I don't like you. Let's go back to the hundreds of Native American languages that were forgotten and lost. No, that's okay. I will stick with trying to figure out English. It's crazy to think about how many Native American languages there were. With cultures that were not too far from each other. And how they communicated. Rachel Zoe. Little hat here. Rachel Zoe hat. Sold for $6. Headed to Woodside, New York. And this is all right. $4.7. A little piece of tape that was just bothering me. All right. Next up, we've got Southwest Airlines Ronald McDonald House 9th Annual Gateway Golf Classic Newsboy hat. It's over $9.50, headed to Orland Park, Illinois. Oh, that's pretty flexible bill, actually. I can go in here. That can go here with no problems. Next up, we've got a Youth Mossy Oak Camouflage Cap. Sold for $10.50, headed to Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon. All right, let's see where we're at. We're at $9.58, $375. So I would still be over where I like to be if I didn't sell that CD. Yep, so that's good. That's good. Good to see. We got some Flex Up Tempo. Sold for $17. Headed to Glendale, Arizona. Some Snickers. Snickers. Is it going to fit? We will make it fit. You must fit in here now, I see. In between those. There we go. We got it. Get up, get down, people, for the night is over. 198. No, yeah, that's fine. 99's fine. And we can go there. Boom, boom, boom. Refresh that. The next two are international. Next up, we've got Ella Fitzgerald, 8-track. Headed to Switzerland, sold for $6. Switzerland. My tummy's just a growling. Just a growling. Just a growling. All right, 6, 4, 3. 8-track. And you need a code, of course. Stupid code. Oh, you're not just gonna give it to me? Type 8-track tape. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough to. Oh, I can't get enough. I can't get enough. 'Cause it's good enough. Good enough. Can't get enough. I can't get enough. Unknown CP logo. That's what I put. Headed to England. Sold for $9.50. So I'm guessing they know what it is. Well, I don't. Unless their initials are CP. Nope. At least theirs ain't. Alright, they're going to England. United Kingdom. Hat. 940. 6.5. I can't get enough. I can't get enough. I'm already kind of bored with my thumbnails with the retro look. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do today. I should just like take other people's full thumbnail off their video. Even if it has nothing to do with my video and just put their thumbnail on my video. That would be funny. All right. One and only Rebel Child. Hat sold for $8, headed to Portland, Oregon. See, the sales are back on and now Oregon's opened up. So on those days where things are questionable, server issues, system errors, most of the items go to one area. Today it's kind of opened up. There's something upstairs in my stomach. Probably my stomach. Next up, we've got an Album Network CD. 2 CD set. These were promo CDs from the Album Network. And this sold for $10, headed to Idaho Falls, Idaho. I didn't see that order either. How'd that pop up here? Does it got to go out today? No. So, totally missed that one on my... Weird. That one too. How did I miss so many? See if they even showed up. No. So there's orders that showed up in between the ones I pulled, but they didn't show up on the app when I pulled them. So that might be a bug to watch out for if you use the app to pull. So I refreshed. Let me see if they're there. Yes and yes. So they're there now. Huh. And they were paid 4 a.m. So they should have been there. But they weren't. So that was 3 items that didn't show up when I was pulling. And I had refreshed when I pulled also, because the Paul Simon had sold. So I refreshed it to see what sold and pulled that one. So, a little something going on there, but they seem to be there now. We got some Jeannie Benini women's polka dot high heels. Sold for $10. Headed to Hoosick Falls, New York. Next is, let's see, 141. Boom. Next up, we've got Ants on DVD. Sold for $4.20. Head to Forston, Texas. Texas. Whoops. There we go. Next up, we got the big dollar item going to England. This is why I do international, and it used to be a lot more prevalent than it is, say, today, but just because you're international don't mean you don't have money. So this CD headed to England, sold for $113. And it's a promo CD single. You know I love my promo CD singles. Blackmore's Nights. If you know Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple. He did a solo thing for a while. Wish You Were Here. Promo CD single. $113. Let me protect this one a little bit better, if you will. Let me get a little piece of... I don't have no bubble wrap, I don't think. I just wrap it in some packing paper. Give it a little extra push, if you will. A little extra push. Blackmore Nights. CD 113 31 31. And that was overnight, so that's why I like my overnights to work fine, so I can get international orders like that. That was bought at $4.40 this morning. Cha-ching, finally, a little dead. A nice little $24 hat. And see, that's what's weird too. Like days like yesterday, it always seemed like it was mostly low dollar stuff. And then when everything seems to be working fine and flowing fine, I get those higher dollar items, higher for me, right? those 20s, those 15s, those 25s, the hundreds. Those days when things are not working right, those sales just for some reason do not come through. Which don't make sense if eBay's algorithms were pushing higher dollar stuff, say, per se. I like using that lately. Per se. Pushing higher dollar stuff over like the lower dollar stuff. If it was actually individually doing that, why on those weird days that things messed up is only the low dollar things selling? But that could be an indication that that is what's happening. That those days may be pushing those higher items, or it's broken, or it's not working properly for your account or whatever. So only those low dollar ones. Oh, you take that theory either way, I guess. So. All right, headed to Germany. Another promo CD single, Jeffrey Osborne and Sheena Easton. The great Sheena Easton. And headed to Germany. Sold for $17.50. Like, those are hard pressed to get, even the 1750s on the days when stuff's not working properly. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. But let me refresh this data as I try to talk like a Mario. Luigi. All right, 1750 CD. 35, 1750, 35, and you're going to want a code. CD. Like yesterday, I talk about, if you saw my video on my new little process that I do about accountability for listing. Like yesterday, I had no motivation to list or even draft. I'm just like, was literally just, and usually what happens when the site's bad, right? And that's probably had 100% to do with it. But I just couldn't get that motivation. So since I had the drafts, all I had to do was take pictures. So I just took pictures of stuff and listed it. So I still got like 90, 100 items listed, but I didn't draft. And, I didn't create drafts. I just took pictures and did the price comp, and it was good to go. So, kind of thoughtless. I kind of like it when you break it down. Like the drafting, you got to kind of think, right? You have to make sure it's in the right category. The item specifics are right. The title's right. But then the other two items are thoughtless. Taking pictures are thoughtless. Doing the comp is thoughtless. You just copy, paste, okay, that price. Kind of thoughtless. So on those days that it's hard to motivate myself, I don't want to think. So I just get into a mode of just the non-thought processing situation. So that's what I did. So it worked out good. Depleted my, my back stock of drafted stuff. So today I'll just start piling that back up. Best of Country 96 CD, sold for $4, headed to West Columbia, South Carolina. So it kind of worked out pretty well, if you will. Pretty well. Next up, we've got wrong address. Let me fix that first. The person who ordered those 2 CDs just emailed me. The first CDs I shipped, those jump CDs. Let me guess, he made a mistake. They're in the same package, so they're both headed out. Texas Longhorn visor, going to Portland, Oregon. Another Oregon. Sold for $9. Let me see. Before I go, I'll see if he wants to cancel one. Since it's going to cost the same amount to ship one or two, I'm not going to have to change anything if I pull an item out and tape it up. So, and then refund him. It'll save me money of him having to return one and costing me another $4 for him to send it back. Next up, we've got Paul Simon CD. Sold for $4, headed to Shawneetown, Illinois. That was H. I guess I need to clean out my trash can since my papers are overflowing. Go down. Next up, last one, American Eagle, headed to England. We got the peach. Took an offer for $5. $5. Why did I take an offer for $5 on that? Normally I don't on hats. I go $5.99. Oh, it's British pounds, so it was technically closer to $6. That's why. That's why. American Eagle. Nope, wrong one, James. 6, 7. All right. So we were at 375. We're at 1020, and we are at $400. $400 by before 10:30. Gotta love that. Ghost who loves it. I mistakenly bought this CD twice. Please cancel one and send me a refund for one of these. Told you. I knew it. I knew it all along. I knew it. What's his name? Let's go into Puerto Rico, and it's going to be a thicker envelope. It should be pretty easy to spot. This is probably it. Hiram? Hiram, is this yours? And title, Jump 5, CD. And of course, you're not going to come up. Alright, let me search your user ID. So you ordered a couple of 8-tracks from me also. Delivered May 15th. I'll take care of them. And I won't have to spend money on the return. fixed. Fixed with these. Scan form. Scan form. You see how many items I had going out this morning. So we got 7 international. Oh crap, I did do a print up from last night's. Tag. So I'm not going to know exactly how many are going out. I was going to tell Adrian because I figured he'd come down because I did the shipping last night to print up the scan form, and I forgot. Because with stamps you have to do it at midnight, before midnight. So it's only going to show me the 23 I did today. So I did 30 this morning. And probably had whatever I shipped last night, I guess. Bummer. Well, hopefully they get scanned quick. Let's do this. You guys who use totes, you guys like build a fort with your totes. Like if you don't want to like start a new tote, you're like, I can get it all in there, and you build like walls. And you're like, I can fit it all in there so it won't fall out. Build some nice walls and make sure it stays in there all nice and neat. All right. Boom. That is all we are complete. What are you printing? Oh, maybe, did he print up one? No, it pulled out 2 sheets. I'm like, what? Okay. Now we are complete. I thought it was a ghost printer. I really did. I'm like, it's spooky in here. All right. All right, no new comments. I do got a new offer. The Apple hat, I got up for 20. They want it for 15. Sure. It's all yours. See, yesterday getting a $15, $20 hat would have been impossible. I got a 15 hat, a 20 shirt, whatevers. All right. That is all. Thanks everybody for all the love and supports and the likes and the comments. And baby girl, ready to go? You heard the printer. You heard the printer, baby girl. Do the stretch. Oh. All right. Thanks everybody, and we will see you all in the next video. Later.